Welcome back to Hyattsville for the Saturday finale of the National High School Hoops Festival as DeMatha welcomes in Chaminade. I'm Jeremy Huber, joined by Junior Burrow, and again, we've got ourselves what should be a very good game, Junior, as you look at DeMatha and their storied tradition versus Chaminade and the #1 junior recruit in the nation, Jason Tatum.
I'll tell you what, it's been a long day for us, right? We've been here all day. These are the kind of matchups you want. You have DJ Harvey on one end, you have Jason Tatum on the other end. I mean, you have everything you want. You have dynamic wing players again, you have good bigs inside, and you have good point guard play. What else you want? And two historic programs at DeMatha playing the last game tonight. Fantastic group.
Yeah, Chaminade again produced Bradley Beal of the Washington Wizards, so they produced their fair share. Of course, DeMatha in the D.C. area known for what they've been able to do. Well, let's go ahead, Junior, and let's take a look at our keys to the game. Let's start off with DeMatha, the Stags on their home court here. Got 3 for them. One of them's got to be exploit their depth. They've got a lot of guys they think they can play. Also want to push the ball in transition, as all these teams seem to want to do, and also hit those boards physically.
Right, you have the size. You have everything you need to be physical under the basket, and you have the kind of depth you need to go out there and play as hard as you possibly can and stop worrying about fouls. Plus, you're playing at home. You want to set some type of pace, some type of tempo, some type of physicality to this basketball game and let them know they're in a real game on the other end.
Of course, we talked about Bradley Beal earlier. He's actually in the building. I'm sure we'll get a shot of him at some point during the day. Let's start off with those players to watch for DeMatha. First off, number 23, DJ Harvey, just a sophomore, but so good.
I mean, if you're talking about wing players, we've been talking about it all day. He's one of the better. He's athletic. He can shoot the basketball. He has a great demeanor. He knows how to play. Comes from a fantastic family. A transfer from the Alabama area. Really athletic. Everybody wants to see him. Every school in America wants him. Great kid.
Around 11 points a game for him. A guy that's a little bit of a newcomer when it comes to this team, Nate Darling, the junior guard, leading the DeMatha Stags in scoring, and he's got a silky smooth outside shot.
Yes, he can really shoot the basketball, and that's really important in all of this stuff, because when you have those kind of athletes, everybody tend to keep a lot of pressure inside, but when you have somebody who can really shoot the basketball like Nate, then you're going to have an open lot of shots.
Yeah, again, from Nova Scotia, Canada, what a player for him. Let's switch things over to Chaminade and the keys for the Red Devils, as their thing today, at least for their coach, is defend and rebound, also high-quality shots, and use their height advantage, as they have some guys, when it comes down to it in the books, they're taller than DeMatha is.
I mean, well, Jason Tatum is huge. I mean, you're talking about a guy who can play the point guard to the 4 position. You have a bunch of other guys that can really play, but if you defend the ball and stay in front of it and use your length to stay in there and rebound the basketball, you'll be right there at the end of this basketball game.
Talked about Jason Tatum. He's one of our players to watch. Tatum, the junior, 6'9", for the #1 prospect when it comes to juniors, according to ESPN.com.
He's awesome. His father was good, and he's better. I mean, the kid can do a little bit of everything. He can shoot the basketball. He's grown almost 4 or 5 inches since last summer. I mean, he's done everything you want him to do. He shoots it. He understands basketball. He has a very high basketball IQ. Very similar to Franklin Howard, who we watched play the game before. He has that same type of demeanor. Really good. Once he gets off to a really good game tonight, they'll be fine.
The other player to watch for Chaminade, it's Tyler Cook, another 6'9" junior forward, averaging almost 12 points a game. Has some great offers when it comes to him, like Florida, Kansas, and Memphis.
Right, when you have those guys on your list, right, they see something. You're talking about some of the best coaches in America. Really want to get this kid to come play for him. So let's see what he can do tonight. He has an opportunity to play really well against these guys. It's going to be big on big in there. It's going to be man-to-man, so you have a chance to play.
Yeah, and it should be get a matchup of some dynamic players on both sides of things. Well, let's go ahead. Earlier on, our Jack Feely able to catch up with DeMatha head coach Mike Jones.
All right, guys, thanks very much. I'm here with head coach of DeMatha, Mike Jones. And, Coach, you're going up against one of the top teams out of the St. Louis region and arguably the #1 player in the class of 2016. What do you have to do to try and stop Jason Tatum tonight, first and foremost?
This team is way more than Jason Tatum. Obviously, he's a great player. I've been able to work with him through USA Basketball, so I know how talented he is. But they have a really good team, and if we focus on him, we'll get killed by the other players.
What are some of the things that in the days leading up to this match that you were stressing to your team about?
Well, we've been playing games against other teams, so honestly, we didn't give this much thought until yesterday. One of the great things about playing in this type of thing, in this environment, is you get to play against new guys that maybe don't know you so well, and we're looking forward to playing against a new opponent where every play we call, they don't know exactly what we're doing, and vice versa. So it's really going to be real basketball, and I'm excited about it.
And lastly, talk about the play of your sophomore playmaker, DJ Harvey. How impressive you've been with him so far in the season?
He's had a good year so far. He can get a lot better. but that's kind of like our whole team. He's not clicking on all cylinders yet, and when he is, I think everybody will see one of the best players in the country.
Coach Jones, thanks so much and enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. Of course, Coach Jones in his 13th year at DeMatha, graduate in 1991. His counterpart Frank Bennett, also a graduate of his alma mater, Chaminade, as he leads the Red Devils in this one. Take a look at your starting lineups in this contest first for DeMatha, playing on their home court. Technically, they're not the host. Look at those guys there. Allen, Foltz in the back court, joined by Harvey, Grant, and Bruce in the front court.
Everything you want. They're going to have a tough game tonight because they haven't seen this type of athleticism. They haven't played enough games so far this year. And credit Coach Jones of putting them in a situation where they're going to be tested early in the season. But this is a lot. Chaminade has everything. They have everything. They have length, they have guards, they have athleticism, all the stuff you want to see in the game, they have it.
And let's look at their starting lineup. Of course, we talked about Tatum, their star, the #1 recruit in all of ESPN when it comes to juniors, but has a lot of guys around him. Joining him in the front court, Tyler Cook, also Jericho Helms. In the back court, Trey Collins and Mike Lewis. And Cook and Tatum, their 2 stars. So almost ready to go ahead and get things going here at DeMatha as we wrap things up at the National the National High School Hoops Festival. And it's been really going on since 10 o'clock. We got on the air, did the last 4 games of the tournament, but it's been a lot of good basketball all the way through.
Oh, man, I mean, you can always look at and point out what's your favorite game you've seen today, but it seems like the next one, right? I mean, Oak Hill game was probably a little bit melodramatic because of the end of the score, but everything before that, overtime, close game, a bunch of physical action, fantastic.
Talking about Jason Tatum, of course, averaging 26 points per game, 13 rebounds per game. The #1 junior prospect, according to ESPN, scored 45 points against rival Cardinal Ritter earlier in the year. Offers including the teams you see. And, of course, the interesting note with Tatum is the fact his father coaches the rival school out there, Christian Brothers College. So they actually played last time out, played his dad's team. And I think it did an article I read in the St. Louis paper. Both of them said, look, it's getting a bit easier, but really don't like playing against each other.
I tell you what's funny about that. When your father doesn't stack the team. I mean, we clearly know his father could put him on his team. That says a lot about his dad. That says the kind of character and what he comes from. When you listen, my son is Jason Tatum. He's playing for me. There isn't any other person here to play for, but he's letting him go out there and be his own man and get an opportunity to be better and listen to another coach. That says a lot about him.
And, you know, on the flip side of that, sometimes guys don't like playing for their dads, don't like coaching. You know, it messes them up a bit inside. Maybe that's what the elder Tatum thought about his son, say, I don't want to put that undue pressure on me and him of me coaching him in the program, even though he's a great player. There's no nepotism there because he's going to be the best that gets out there.
Absolutely. And the thing that's funny about it, I know he was an assistant coach on his AAU team on the circuit, and he just kind of kept his mouth shut. He just let him play. And that's why you see this kind of kid you have him today. I mean, he's the #1 recruited junior in the country. And your father's allowing you to play for another school in your own city.
Yeah. Going to be a quick last-minute lineup change here. Looks like Jacob Stecklin's going to go ahead and start the matchup, number 13 for Chaminade, as opposed to Helms, who was in the starting lineup here. No player has fouled out in any game this year for Chaminade. What does that mean, Junior?
I mean, that means they're playing good defense. That could mean a couple of things. They paid off the referees, which is probably what, or they're playing good defense and they know what they're doing. They have the type of length. They just contesting good shots, or that means they sit back and play zone. It could mean a couple of different things, but at the end of the day, let's see. Because tonight they're playing against somebody they haven't played against the scene. This kind of talent and athleticism that DeMatha has.
Tatum and Bruce, and that opening tap won by DeMatha, and the point guard Allen starts things off for the Stags. DeMatha comes into this one undefeated on the season at 4-0, while Chaminade comes in at 4-1. DJ Harvey pull-up jumper, no good. Bruce rebounds, strong rebound out the Grant foul line jumper, no good, and Tatum pulls down the rebound.
I like the ball movement of DeMatha early in his offense. They got a good shot from Harvey, a little off balance, but a great shot.
Of course, DeMatha early on playing a lot of public school teams in their early games. Of course, they also played to start their season off with St. John's, one of their rivals in the WCAC, the local DC Catholic League, as Bruce with a strong rebound to the Cook miss.
I'm not sure if that's the isolation for the big fella on the wing against two guys was their favorite look going on.
Bruce and Grant did not play last time out for undisclosed reasons, but they are out there today, and a steal by Cook. And he'll push the tempo until he gets across half court. DeMatha trying to show some pressure. Pull-up jumper in the lane, good by Steckland.
See, now when you're playing against a team that's as athletic as you are, all those little small bounce passes and all those little things that were getting away with those public schools you were playing doesn't get through now.
Now pull-up jumper from the outside. That one no good. So DeMatha, 90 seconds in, not too much going right on offense. Now pull-up jumper by Tatum just inside the foul line, no good. Cook fought for the rebound, but Grant ended up bringing it in.
See, right now early, Chaminade's running better offense.
Not bad offense there. It's taking it to the rim. The Drexel signee, Terrell Allen, evens it up at 2.
Staying physical, getting the ball into the middle of the lane, getting easy baskets early always help the nerves go away.
A shot there by Mike Lewis. He's one of the 3 guys for the Chaminade team averaging around 10 points per game, or over 10 points per game. And Harvey tried to take that one in, and I believe that's going to go on Tatum. It will.
I'm not sure about the foul, but I'm really sure about the fact that Harvey goes, oh yes, of course it's foul ball over his forearm, but just being aggressive, DJ Harvey. Very athletic kid, puts the ball on the ground a lot better than he did 2 years ago when I first met him. He definitely seems like he's getting better day by day. He has that kind of skill set.
Harvey makes the first, so he'll look to go ahead and even things up here. And he will, and I would have to think, Junior, that any guy can drive like him, free throw shooting's got to be a must.
Absolutely, and you got to look at his points and not really look at the fact that he's 11 because he passes the ball. He's a very unselfish basketball player.
Shot blocked by Grant. That'll mean transition the other way for DeMatha. And Folt's going to put that one up, no good, but he'll head to the line as well.
DeMatha's not a very tall team, but they're very aggressive off the bounce. They have a bunch of guys that can put the ball on the ground and finish on the break. That's a good way of drawing contact. Put himself on the free throw line. Now we got to make him, young fella.
Foltz misses the first. Foltz averaging just over 15 points per game this season. Again, some kind of guys going in and out of the starting lineup for DeMatha, but Foltz makes the second, and that'll give DeMatha the 5-4 lead, and Stagg showing a little bit of full court pressure.
Well, you don't want to get too extended because of the ability for Tatum to get to the basket off of 1 or 2 dribbles. In addition to, they run everything through him, and they have some other players around him for scores.
Tatum, nice stop, ended up scoring in the lane, got Foltz to go right by him. .65, Chaminade with the early lead on DeMatha. Harvey, corner 3, that one's going to miss everything, and Chaminade going to look to push.
See the difference? It's just more methodical, moving the basketball around, getting everybody a touch on it. Oh, good defense.
Allen's going to pull that one loose, dishes off to Harvey. He wasn't expecting it, but Allen, quick on his feet, able to go over and save the possession.
2-on-1. You got to get those easy ones, man. You got to get your star going. That would have been a dunk, an easy dunk. Now you don't know what happens for the rest of the game. That might get him going for the rest of the game.
Allen pulls up at the foul line. That one front rim, no good. And again, DeMatha, most of their points have that one Allen bucket coming from the line.
Hello, and thank you for viewing this portion of our most recent broadcast. This concludes the free viewing experience for this broadcast. Now, if you're interested in viewing the remainder of this broadcast, well, you can simply click the Add to Cart button located directly below this video where it says Download a Copy. You can also purchase a DVD copy of this broadcast. That DVD will be viewable on both computers and televisions. Now, for those of you that don't know, DMVstream.com is an independently funded project, meaning that your purchases and pledge of support go a long way in helping us to continue to broadcast live sporting events in the DMV. Thanks for stopping by and for your continued support.